All right, so let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive on, well, this is some pretty heavy stuff actually.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding.
It's about Skip Bayless
Just get Bayless, yeah.
and some pretty serious accusations that were made against him.
Right, so we're looking at this article, right, from Ellie.com.
Exactly. Yeah, and the title kind of says it all.
Yeah. Skip Bayless accused of sexual harassment offered $1.5 million for sex.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
But wow, where do you even begin with that?
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's like, okay, this is major.
Right. It's not your everyday sports news, that's for sure.
Absolutely not. And the thing that really struck me when I was reading this article was just like how little information there actually is.
You mean besides the headline?
Right, like beyond that initial accusation, it's super vague.
Yeah, it doesn't really give any specifics about when this supposed incident even happened.
Exactly. Like, are we talking last week? Are we talking 10 years ago? It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, how are we supposed to process this without knowing the context?
And on top of that, there's no mention of who this woman is.
So we're just left with this bombshell accusation and that's it.
I mean, basically, yeah. And it really makes you think about the implications.
Absolutely. Like on a personal level for Bayless, this is potentially devastating.
Oh, for sure. I mean, legally, this could be a nightmare for him, even if the allegations turn out to be false.
His reputation, I mean, that's got to take a hit, right?
Yeah, no question. It's hard to see how he comes back from this unscathed.
And then you have to think about the bigger picture, right? What does this say about the sports media landscape as a whole?
Right, especially because Bayless, he's not just some random commentator. He's a huge name, right?
Yeah.
He's got a platform, he's got influence.
He does. He really does. And his style, it's always been, pretty in your face, confrontational.
Yeah, very much like a shock jock kind of vibe.
Exactly. So it makes you wonder, if this incident is true, does it point to a larger pattern of behavior?
It's a question worth asking, for sure.
Because if so, then we're talking about something that goes beyond just one incident.
Yeah, we're talking about a potential culture problem within sports media.
And that's something that needs to be addressed, regardless of what happens with Bayless specifically.
Oh, yeah, 100%. This is bigger than just one guy. This is about holding people accountable, especially those with power and influence.
For sure. And I guess for those of us who watch these shows, who listen to these commentators, it really forces us to take a step back.
Right. Like, how much do we really know about the people we're getting our sports news from?
Exactly. And do these allegations, even without knowing all the details, do they change how we view their opinions, their analysis?
Tough question, but it's a valid one. Makes you think, doesn't
It
it?
does. It really does. So, yeah, I mean, we've covered a lot here, and it's clear that, we're still in the early stages of this whole thing.
Yeah. A lot of unknowns, a lot of questions still hanging in the air.
But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over.
No doubt about it. And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, what comes to light, in the coming days and weeks.
And hopefully, that this will spark some real conversation about accountability, about creating a safer and more respectful environment within the sports media world.
Here's hoping.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.